Colby Liston, sitting here to my left, was a varsity football player at Derby and was just starting at KU when his life took a direction he never anticipated. During his first week on campus, he was hit by a man who's been charged with DUI and drug possession.
You know, and Colby and I were talking with Sierra during break, both legs, and received prosthetics, and now returning to KU where you are a freshman this year. Colby, great story, because as you and I were talking about, you get a chance to visit with people coming back. Let's start with that first week as being a KU freshman and that incident when you were out in front. We had a double amputee on maybe a month ago. I said, what do you remember? Colby, what do you remember about that night? A lot or not a whole lot?
I remember everything up to the accident, but then once that happened, I just remember waking up in the hospital the next morning. So
and kind of went, wow, yeah.
I can't imagine. So you wake up in the hospital the next morning, find out that you've lost both legs. What goes through your mind first?
At that time, of course, I was on a lot of drugs and other things, and so it took me a couple weeks to actually wrap my mind around what had happened and what I wanted to do with my life and things like that. So
I want you also to talk about the community of Derby. I mean, every time we were mentioning, I think before having you on the show, the Derby community stepped up. Talk a bit about that, Colby, and what that meant to you.
They've done a lot. Started the Team Liston organization, did a lot of fundraisers, have raised a lot of money for me, and kind of just opened my eyes to see how many people actually care about me and how many people support me around the community, and it's awesome to see where I've grown up and all those people still support me.
Yeah, great.
One of the things that I think is absolutely amazing is you are going on with life now as though nothing has happened. You're not letting it stop you at all. You're not using handicapped parking spaces.
No.
Why did you make that decision?
Because I don't see myself as handicapped. Other people, I know other people see me as handicapped and always want to help me, but I treat myself just as I was anybody else. I don't do anything different just because I don't have legs.
Yeah. Let's talk about what motivates you too on a day-to-day basis. For me, I think even 10 years ago, I was first flipped the trigger by a motivational speaker, Anthony Robbins. Anthony Robbins works with a lot of amputees and what have you. What has been your fuel going through, Colby, that maybe you turned and said, this really helped me emotionally get me back on track?
After the accident, through Facebook and other things, I'd seen a lot of other double amputees, triple, quadruple amputees doing things, and I'm saying I'm only missing 2 legs. These people are missing both arms, and they still drive a car without hand controls or anything like that. And in all reality, I mean, I'm missing both legs, but no matter how bad your situation is, there's always somebody that has it worse than you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really no excuse that you can't do anything.
Let's talk about you physically. Are you able to run, sprint at a pretty good clip, as fast as you used to be?
Not as fast as I used to be, but
because I heard from the Derby people, you flew, and now if you're anywhere near that, but you're able to distant run.
Yeah, I ran in the Endeavor Games back in June. That was my first running competition 9 months after the accident, and I plan on going back there again this summer. So,
what are the Endeavor Games?
It's a Paralympic event. There's all sorts of events: running, archery, volleyball, all kinds of stuff. And so there's a lot of. I think there was close to like 700 participants there last year.
Wow.
And, yeah.
What would you say to somebody out there who maybe is involved in an accident or has an amputation somewhere? What would you say to encourage them?
At first, it seems like you're sitting in a wheelchair and you don't get to go do many things, you don't have very much activity, but it always gets better. I mean, some people it may take longer than others, but you can always improve on your life down the road.
Beautiful, beautiful. And remind me of the games start again. What day so we can follow you again?
It's usually the first weekend in June.
In June. Very good.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you, you have inspired us. Colby
Yes.
Liston, great to visit with you, and keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It just makes me mad that I'm trying to get my running program today. He'd blow me away in speed.
That's awesome.
That's just awesome. I love it. Thanks.